tell them to make sure they stay on the grass?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Frat championship game underway. This should be a good one. Pi Cap versus Sigma Chi. Winner advances to the men's championship where they'll take on 251 babies. First point of the game goes, second point of the game goes to Sigma Chi.
Oh, Jalen. Okay, just tell me.
Both teams have been clearly the two best teams in the fraternity division this year. And the road to a t-shirt goes through this game as that's a good swing, but you're going to see a lot of good defense in this game. Both teams able to keep the ball off the sand with good digs and some very good setting. So you should see a good combination of offense and defense as that ball goes through the block and out of bounds.
Well, all of his classes. And I was like, bro,
Just going to be a well-balanced game of beach volleyball. Pi Cap, probably their best. Pi Cap, probably their best intramural sport is volleyball, both indoor and beach. We saw Sigma Chi last night win an intramural championship in softball men's. So unable to get it done in the frat league, but were able to pull a good season together and win the t-shirts as the men's champion. Should be a good matchup. 3-2 score right now as Pi Cap leads, serving from the service line. The ball is long and out of bounds. Roster size may be something to look at in this game. Pi Cap only playing 4. Sigma Chi has substitutions available as this ball, nice job to show the block, affected the swing. Ball unable to get through the net. Score 3-4, flip to Sigma Chi. As the ball comes off the net, nice dig by Ross to get that ball over the net. Tips it over. A good setup here for Sigma Chi to swing. Unable to, and the ball can't get over the net. So a missed opportunity by Sigma Chi. That's going to be one of the big things to watch is who's going to be able to convert those sets into good offensive swings. You have two teams that can set the ball at a high level. Consider Ross one of the best setters we have in our program for Pi Cap. This ball gets hit, almost a free ball, so a good chance by Sigma Chi, but they send a free ball over, and a chance for Ross to set it. A good set leads to a good swing, and down it goes. So that's what we were talking about. If they can get free balls like that, good chance it's going to find the hands of Ross for his sets, and he is very accurate at setting the ball to where his teammates can attack. 5-4 score. As that ball gets launched for an ace, deflected out of bounds. 6-4 score. Nowhere to go on that. In good position, set from behind, saved. But a free ball coming, maybe long, but Tate keeps it in, sends it long. Free ball going back over. Sigma Chi's got to convert here, and does. Sigma Chi looking to pull off the double, winning sand volleyball, beach volleyball, and softball, the two last sports of the semester. As that serve goes off deep into the Pi Cap player and out of bounds. And another good serve leads to another ace. So a good string of aces there by Sigma Chi. 7-6 score. Finds a spot on the defense, so got out of position and a good job to hit that ball. Took a little power off, but was able to find the hole in the defense. And a good run by Sigma Chi. They're up 8-6, 4 straight points.
Are we still too loud?
No, y'all good. I'm trying. The music just didn't sound loud.
Oh.
And that's a big mistake. So the serving line really paying dividends for Sigma Chi. As this is a 6-point run for them, putting pressure on the receivers to receive that serve for Pi Cap. Attacking the back row. And finally a chance for Ross to set and makes it count with a cross-court hit. So if they can put enough pressure on the other players of Pi Cap and prevent that second hit, the set of Ross from happening, they're going to see a lot of success. That run came off of that strategy, so it'll be very interesting to see who Sigma Chi attacks off of the serve. And that's going to be a lift on Caleb, just a little too tight to the net. So serves for both sides right now being the key element early on. Being able to manage that serve and being able to transition into offense is key, as that's going to be a ball. That's going to be a free ball. Tate with a nice set, able to attack off the block and down out of bounds. 9-10 is the score. And another ace. So it's flipped the other way now. 4 straight points for Pi Cap. Service line, key. Tries to sneak it in the line and does. Nice soft touch. Oh, that ball actually missed. Looked like he got it in, but eyes can be a little deceiving. Ball just missed the black line on the outside. Pi Cap returns to the lead 11-10. Another chance, but dug out by Pi Cap. And that ball's out. Just a bit too long on that hit. Set, going to be a free ball that's going to go over, but maybe found a spot and does. Heads up move by Tate. Was going to be a free ball, but the last minute attacked the back right corner and found a point. Serve off of the Sigma Chi back row player, and another ace. Set by Caleb. Ball hit and handle. Ross sets it. Chooses the attack in the middle, back, and a good swing. And this set has flipped because of Pi Cap's serving ability, 14-11. Got a good crowd for this game from both fraternities. It's the last fraternity championship, the second to last. Forgot we had that softball game. Great up by Tate. Gets it over to Ross. Should have been a point, but a nice job to keep it off the sand by diving. Ross tries to get a free point by tipping it over. Can't do it. Caleb sets him. Tight move over the blocker. Good save. Joust competition, but a good point by Sigma Chi to stay with it. Good dig by Tate, though, to survive the initial attack. But a good scramble by Sigma Chi as they make 2 substitutions, trying to test the depth of Pi Cap. Didn't get all of that swing, but unable to be dug out. 15-12 is the score. Tate puts the ball in. Short serve, set, and a swing that goes to the middle, easily dug. Backward set by Ross, swings it cross, no good. Gets it over the net, off the net, it's dug. Tate sends it over. Set, gonna try to swing it, can't do it. Gets over the net, tiptoes down over and crawls in for a point. 15-13 score. Though the ones able to win these scrambles, it's gonna be huge. (16-14) score as that ball is swung tight and across to the middle of the court. Tough swing to handle. Pi Cap goes back up by 3. (17-14) score. Ball served in and sent over. Looked like the ball was going to be out, and that was a tough return. And Pi Cap now 7 points away from taking the first set. Ross serves the ball over. Tough off the tape. Changed that rule a couple of years ago. It used to be if it hit the net on the serve, then that would not count. But we changed the rule, and so now serves like that count. And a good swing off the net and over. 18-15. Caleb sends the ball to Tate. Ross able to set it backwards, finds a good spot, and puts it down. Right now choosing very good decisions and pathways behind and to the side of the Sigma Chi defense to get points. So that ball is going to be served out of bounds, 19-16, and substitutions come on. One game left after this game. The winner takes on 251 Babies. 251 Babies looking for their 3rd title this season as that goes off the block and out of bounds. 20-16. 251 Babies undefeated in the regular season. Haven't played a beach volleyball game in about a month as that serve was not going to make it over the net, so Ross just knocks it down. 251 Babies played earlier in the season against Pi Cap and pulled that game out. So a rematch could be on the horizon as Ross makes a good decision and knocks that ball short into the right down, and a 4-point lead for Pi Cap. Good dig by Caleb. See, they can turn it into offense. They can't. A touch on the hit. Tate backs up and saves it. Ross sends it over. Good chance for Sigma Chi to turn this transition into points. Can't do it. Ross sets it to the left, swings back and out of bounds. Scores 21-18. Serve comes in. Comes off the net. And a free ball sent back over. Ross with a chance to set. Same strategy as sending it over. That time finds the corner, 22-18. Been a pretty straightforward strategy for Pi Cap, is to be able to handle the serve and then a set by Ross, usually to the left side, where it's usually slammed into the cross corner as this ball going to be free. So a chance for Tate now to do the delivery. And there goes the cross shot, and down it goes again. ability to have two players that can set the ball gives you more options. 2 points away from taking the first set in this fraternity championship. Serve comes in low with some spin and heat. And now we got set point. Ross was very confident in that interview last week after the semifinal. Thought the path to the men's championship could be easy. And set one, he backs it up with the rest of his teammates. Pi Cap takes the first set, 25-18. More from the fraternity championship coming up. Set two underway, as that is going to be out of bounds on the first serve of the set. Pi Cap made good work of that first one, taking it 25-18. See if Sigma Chi can put a little more pressure on their offense. Pi Cap able to kind of do whatever they wanted in that first set, as this ball is going to be in. Mm. 3-0 start for Sigma Chi in the second set, and a set they got to have. As that's a very good save, but unable to get the next hit to send it over. Ball goes down the line and a good hit. Taking advantage of those tight windows, trying to just diversify their attack. We've seen the cross hits from the sets, but being able to keep the defense honest by hitting the ball down the line. Just never knowing where the ball is going to be hit. And that's a nice up, but just unable to get it to his teammate. 4-2. Substitution being made. We talked about Sigma Chi and their substitutions. They go about 6 deep. Meanwhile, Pi Cap, these are the 4. As that ball comes off, good attack. Like it was unexpected and not ready for it. I'm going to talk about the referees in this finals. Anna Warner, Phi Mu young lady, works on our staff, working the lines and the scoreboard on this side. I believe a Miracle is over there, Miracle Hardy on the other sideline, and our graduate assistant, Isabel Goolsby, head woman in charge. That ball just missed the line. A good chance, good opportunity to try to get that ball in. Been successful all night. That time just a little off target. 5-3 is the score. Ball's gonna be a net violation, and a replay is gonna happen. That's a good call. Like they both were in the net at the same time. So a replay is going to happen. 5-3. Net simultaneous net violations. So that ball goes off of the block and an ace. Caleb, a very good server. Very versatile player Caleb is. We saw him have a big week in the semifinals and finals of softball. That's continuing in beach, as that is unsuccessfully swung. It's a good set by Ross. This time they change it up. Able to keep that ball alive and out of bounds. So again, we talked about changing up the attack, not just going to the left side hitter, at time pushing it behind him, but good defense to protect the line by Sigma Chi, just unable to keep it in bounds. Good set, good block, down it goes. Just good position. Gonna have to be a little more clever to get it through the block of Ross. As that one goes off of the block and down. 3 straight points for Pi Cap. Gets them back in this set. It's 7-6. I'm sorry. I wish you could hear this conversation that's happening on the side here. They're talking about Thanksgiving sides, and egg rolls got introduced to the menu by Benny. Benny, who usually plays in a lot of our intramural leagues, captain of Boom, talking about egg rolls for Thanksgiving. I'm not mad at it. It's just a little unexpected. Egg rolls and cranberry sauce. I wonder how that tastes. 8-7 is the score. Jalen is sitting next to me. Jalen, you ever had egg rolls for Thanksgiving?
Never.
Never had egg rolls. Okay. I can't imagine that the first Thanksgiving egg rolls were a part of the menu. I didn't read about that in the history books. You never know what you're going to hear in an intramural game, especially with Benny here. 9-7, that ball's out of bounds. I think some of the Pi Cap players heard the egg roll comment, and they may be a little shook too. Haven't been the same since he said that. That ball's out. I want to talk about these two teams' season. We'll start with Pi Cap. Pi Cap started this season a little rough. They were contenders. You thought maybe even the favorites coming in to Beach after winning indoor. Lost to KA, who KA has turned their intramural program around, actually. They've done a great job of really being contenders in a lot of these sports. For a couple of years, kind of lost their way and were not really a factor in championship competitions, but there they are. I mean, they've had solid years in a lot of sports, including tomorrow. They're going to play in the Fraternity Softball Championship as Pi Cap on a bit of a run here takes the lead 11-10. So that early loss to KA was followed by a win against ATO 2-0, and then a 2-0 loss to Pike. And then in the playoffs, they start to kind of get rolling a little bit more as they beat ATO in the opening round, come back and get revenge on that loss to Pike and sweep them 2-0. As Isabel's talking to Caleb, being a good referee, communicating what he did wrong. And that puts them in the finals against Sigma Chi. Sigma Chi's season looks a little like this: a win against SAE in the opening week, followed by a loss to Pike. So Pike emerged as the favorites through 2 weeks, beating both Pi Cap and Sigma Chi, but unfortunately wasn't able to get by Pike in the rematch last week during championship week. And then Sigma Chi with a good win against KA 2-1 to complete their regular season, and then moves to the semifinals where made easy work of KA last week 2-0, and Here they are now, down by a 4, though, in the fraternity championship. Gonna have to put some runs together. And the first set was kind of like this, where it started even, and then Pi Kap's consistent play kind of shined through, and it led to them extending the margin all the way to a 25-18 lead. But a good serve is keeping Sigma Chi alive. That's 3 straight points, 14-13 score. Cadence, have you ever had egg rolls for Thanksgiving? Oh, okay. So it's not. It's just us, maybe. We're not used to it. So Cadence, whose family is Asian, claims to have had egg rolls for Thanksgiving. That's. You said every holiday? Oh, okay. So that's just a regular Thursday night then. Pi Cap scores another point. 16-13 is the score. They are 9 points away from winning this game, being at the top of the Greek Mountain and taking on 2-5-1 for the T-shirts. Goes across, hits the net, and gets down. Good, consistent swinging, and that extends the lead back to 4. Good serve off of Caleb's block and an ace. 18-13 score. (19-13 score. Headlines from tonight's championship so far. Waffles gets it. What a serve. Did you see the spin on that? It's crazy spin. Timeout needed and granted by Sigma Chi as they roll. Pi Cap rolling off of at least a 6 or 7 straight point streak. That last serve just showing off with the spin. Ross back at serve. 20-13 score right now. 5 points away from the fraternity championship. As the ball gets set but unable to get over. Tate providing the block. Just his presence intimidated the Sigma Chi player. 21-13. And this one is coming off the rails for Sigma Chi. 3 points away from the title. Set, saved, and down. So we talked about the consistency of Pi Cap. It really showed in both of these sets the ability to balloon the lead now to 8, won by 7 in the first set. Just no really serving pressure provided by Sigma Chi. Pi Cap able to kind of do whatever they want offensively. As that ball is going to be out of bounds. So it'll be an ace. So 2 points now. A couple of more, and things will get interesting. They need 9 more. Pi Cap needs 3 as that one goes over the net. We talked about serving pressure. That's better, but here comes a swing. Can't find the hole. Free ball sent over and back over. Set by Caleb. Unable to swing. Instead, a nice strategic shot to the back of the court. 3-point streak here, 17-22. As that point goes to Pi Cap, 2 points away now. Set over. Having him do a lot of movement, just throwing the ball into the Sigma Chi defense. Easy work. Here comes a set. See if they can finish it. Tate swings a little too far back. 18-23 is the score. Serve comes in. Got a gift, see if they can handle it. Didn't set it, just tried to send it back over. Couldn't do that. Championship point for Pi Cap. Looking to advance once again to a volleyball championship. That ball's way over, a little too much adrenaline. Yep. Caleb gonna have to do it from the service line, down 24-19. Can't afford a mistake. Tate sends the ball back over. They call for it. Free ball. This could be it. Set. Swing. Down. And that is all she wrote. Pi Cap takes the fraternity championship and advances to the men's championship.